All right, so I want to do a quick video diving into the crafting on Ravendawn. Now, I never played Final Fantasy 14, but everyone says it's very similar to Final Fantasy 14 system. We're currently doing some carpentry, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to show you what goes into crafting gear and how the system works. So we decided to make some T3 shields today. So to make anything in this game, which is really good for the economy, which, you know, it means that even if you're making the first tier, higher tier crafters might still want to buy that instead of using their own resources or oversupply, and they can just use your T1, T2, T3, whatever as a resource for their craft. So I crafted 10 wooden bucklers, right? Rough planks. And then we crafted 10 sturdy bucklers out of those 10 T1s. And now we're going to the T3s. So you can see the maths down here. Make sure whenever you are crafting, if you're using any different mat qualities, you're checking the boxes underneath. As you can see, if you check all these boxes, it'll use the higher quality ones. It's not going to matter for these because I don't have any others. But the secured leather really only comes in the first tier quality. So I only have enough secured leather to do 3 on me. That's fine. Whenever you do a batch of crafts and you mess up, you lose all of the mats. So there's definitely a mentality where you just want to do one at a time until you're comfortable with the crafting system. Depending on what crafting we're talking about, you're going to have different options available. So I'll show you what it looks like when we're crafting for carpentry. So I'll explain what's going on here. So we have the progress bar. Once this is filled, the craft is done. Okay, you have the quality bar, which is as every time you push this up, you get another gem slot on the gear. They're the purple gems you see at the bottom of the gear. So see how this only has 1 quality. So that means whoever crafted this filled up the bar to 100 one time, and that ended up rolling dex. That's what the purple stat is on the gear. So ideally, when you're doing a craft, you want to focus on getting as much labor as possible, so that you have as many tools as possible to fill up the quality as much as you can, and then also finish the progress bar. Down here, we have kind of our crafting skills. You'll see they have a labor required at the bottom, and then it'll tell you what they do at the top. Usually, if you have the labor required, you're wanting to go for the bigger hits, right? So we can see that I can get 25 crafting progress for 10 labor, or I can do 50 for 15. So usually if you have the labor, you're going to be doing the bigger hits to push the bar more. But I will say this, although it's a 90% chance, it feels like it fails a lot. I don't know. It feels like the 90 fails a lot, but it's what you have to do. So we have over here, this is increase the next crafting condition quality chance by 10%. That's this bar at the middle. As you're doing crafts, the condition will go up or down, and sometimes you want to push it up to increase the grade of your craft. I don't know fully what goes into the condition. Can anyone briefly drop it? Like, does the condition, it doesn't affect the gems? Is it like the overall roll? I have no idea, but ideally you want to have the condition be high when you finish the craft. All right. When you're getting into a craft, I suggest you pick one. Because there are labor suits for the crafts. You make them with weaving. So as you can see, I have a full carpentry set, and this gives me extra labor whenever I'm doing carpentry stuff. So whenever you start a craft, make sure you get a labor suit going. We also did a quest in the desert, the Minotaur quest. That gives the Daedalus hammer, which is another 20 labor. And then if you have a house, you can have a carpentry bench in there, a blacksmith bench, whatever, and that'll give you extra labor as well when you craft at your domicile. So, oh nice, that staff sold instantly that I just made. Sick. So that's the general how it works. I'm going to go through a craft and I'm going to show you what my general process. I'm not sure it's perfect. That's totally okay. So usually I like to get the progress within 1 hit, and then I do as much quality as I can. That way it's easier for me to digest the math, because I suck at math. So I'm going to do expert synth right off the rip. Another expert synth. And one more. Okay, so now we're within one expert synth if it hits, right? We're out of 3 of 6 durability. Basically, once your durability is gone, the craft fails. But we have tools to get back durability. See, I have expert mend over here. So this is 25 labor to get back 2 dura. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit an expert mend because I know I'm going to need more dura than 3. Perfect. Now we're going to do expert touch. This is where we're trying to get the quality bar. Okay, gonna hit it again. Okay, so now we have 79 labor left. Okay, so we need to do some math. So we have 3 rolls. I need potentially 3 more expert touches, so that's 45. And then I would need to restore my dura, which would be 15, so that's 60. And then I would need to hit my expert, so 75. So it looks like we can hit it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quality here. One more quality. Okay, so we're within 1 dura, right? So we're going to restore dura, a single dura, because we don't have enough to go for 2. Okay. Now we can just do a 25 here. So this is 10 labor, right? Boom, we filled 2. And now we have to hope this goes through. Expert synth for the craft. And it succeeded. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so that we basically managed to fill the quality bar twice. And we batch crafted 3 shields, right? So now we can see what came out. We got main stat dex, main stat wisdom, max mana, spell defense. And we should have one more down here. Might and health regen. Not great rolls. Whenever you're crafting things, I want you to look at 2 things. Now, I haven't gotten to T4 where there's more stats involved. But whenever you infuse gear, only certain stats go up, right? So these quality rolls, we hit 6 intelligence. All that quality rolled into intelligence, right? That purple stat, when you infuse this gear, does not go up, okay? Only the main stat, which is yellow, dexterity, and then the secondary attribute, spell defense, as you can see here, will scale up, right? So I infused this, the wisdom went up, the mana regen went up. The quality that rolled on dex is just a flat bonus. Okay, so whenever you're selling or buying gear, that's very important. That's pretty much crafting in a nutshell. Now, as you get deeper into the crafts, it's going to require different materials, but you pretty much acquire these the same way. The sea-cured leathers from pirates, the troll fangs are from trolls, so on and so forth. Very straightforward. The only thing that's going to take a little bit is the crafting minigame. Now, I will say this. Some people have been saying that because it's like this in Final Fantasy, these extra abilities you get work for all crafts. I don't think that's the case, but I want to double check. Do they? They actually do. But I don't. Oh, so wait, you're saying I need to get my other crafting skill to an equal level to use that skill? Ah, okay. So if you want to be a really good crafter, you actually want to do all crafts, which is very expensive. But that's kind of cool because I've been doing that anyway. So that makes me happy. I'm probably ahead of most people then.